Midjourney takes the next step forward in its AI image generation journey. Zoom launches a new AI feature to make videos even clearer, and Deepmind's new chatbot could make ChatGPT obsolete just as quickly as it rose to prominence. You want AI news? Well, good news, we got it, and probably some bad jokes along the way. That's why this is the Bad AI Show.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Who's bad?
Hey, it's the Bad AI Show. Joel Comm and Travis right here for the latest news in the world of artificial intelligence. How you doing?
This is the latest and the greatest, and let's just jump right on into it, baby.
Perhaps the baddest.
Maybe the baddest, but I tell you what, one thing that's really cool is this new Midjourney 5.2. It has really taken things up to the next level, and I'm surprised, quite frankly, that this is not, part of Midjourney 6, because they were saying that think of this, Joel. Midjourney, I believe, came out in like February of 2022. Then shortly thereafter, within like the month or two, it was Midjourney 2. Then Midjourney 3 came out in like July of 2022. Midjourney 4 came out in like September, something like that. And then Midjourney 5 showed up recently, and here we are now at 5.2. They say that Midjourney 6 is going to be here within the next month. And one of the things that's really interesting about this is this new zoom out feature. So this zoom out feature does some really cool stuff where one thing that's really cool, you can like create an image of something that's super close up, and then you can say zoom out, and you zoom out, and then it will fill in all the stuff around you. It's kind of similar to, I think, what Photoshop was doing with their generative fill. Is now, I think this is is Midjourney's answer to that. So you can take an image and then zoom out, and then it will create all the stuff around it. Zoom out again, it'll do that. One thing I've not figured out yet, Joel, is to do this with a regular image. Like, I can't put an image in and then zoom out, right? It has to be something that was created by Midjourney so far. So it's really fascinating, though. There's been a lot of great stuff popping up on YouTube of people making these videos where they've zoomed out, zoom out, put them all in a video editor, and then just sort of zoom into them. And wow, this stuff's amazing.
So this picture here on kdnuggets.com, this image that we're looking at was generated with Midjourney, and the prompt was Midjourney 5.2 is amazing, using a widescreen and a version 5.2 prompt. So I went ahead just now as you were talking, and I put that same prompt into Midjourney. So I'm going to share my what I got here. I'm going to save this image. There's 4 different ones, and just what it created right here is so freaking amazing. It's the type of content that, for somebody to do this would take them a ridiculous amount of time. And I'm going to share that with you right now. So these are the 4, using that very same prompt. It came up with these 4 images, how Midjourney 5.2 is amazing. I mean, look at this kingdom with these planets and this otherworldly environment.
Oh, look at that's Alex Gray level stuff there, dude. Like, what? What would be really fun now is to take that upper right one that was created, that one, and then go in and describe it, because you can do the new command /describe and then that image, and then basically, actually, you can do that by, you have the image popped up. You should be able to right click on it, and there's a thing called apps. Click apps and then describe, and it should describe that and then, because I'm curious, like, what are the words that was used to make that swirling sky? Like, that's unbelievable. You too.
Yeah. So if I do you too, and for those of you watching, if you're listening to the podcast, you're missing out on the video, and you want to go to YouTube, Rumble, or Odyssey and see this video version. Okay, so here we go.
Real quick, right click on the image real quick, if you would. Let's see if this works. See where it says apps?
Where it says, yep.
Yeah, and then see, nope, it doesn't say that for you. Cancel job you. So on mine, I put in some other bots, and it'll say describe, which is kind of interesting. So now you can actually, so now you can tell it to do something else and say zoom out, candy cane, cotton candy cloud, whatever you wanted to say, or just even zoom out 2x and see what happens.
So it's doing a custom zoom. Here we go. Zoom a 2x out. Okay, while it's doing that, let's give it a moment to work on that. And Midjourney is looking awesome. In the meantime, there's some new stuff happening with Zoom videos as well. They've got a new AI feature, and ideally, it's going to make the cameras even clearer. You know, we've had some issues, even though we've got high res cameras. Sometimes the video we end up put out is not quite as high res as what the camera is supposed to be. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and that could be because of bandwidth. It could be because of the video conferencing, and perhaps this will fix things up a little bit.
Yeah, what's interesting is it's I don't know that this is going to be set up for people who are on regular Zoom using just their laptop camera. This seems to be it's like there's a new feature, intelligent director, and they're talking about having multiple cameras within a room. So when you look at like what's happening in a meeting room, you can see on that one image there's one to the
Mm.
left, one to the right, one in the middle, and then it's trying to make people look better for those that are maybe in a conference room getting sent to other people, not so much on your own thing. So it's the professional services, and maybe they're getting into the camera hardware business or something. I don't know. I have one camera here and I have one camera over there, but I don't use multiple cameras usually, Joel.
One camera, it usually does the trick for me as well. So that actually doesn't solve the problem that I was hoping it would solve, but it could solve the problem for some people.
Yeah.
Okay, do
Yeah.
you want to
Of
see the images that it came up with here?
course. Yeah.
So
Let's see
let
what you
me,
got.
I'm going to pull this one down, and then I'm going to share my Midjourney Discord. And this is the zoom out. So you can see more of the trees, and some of it, like one of the shots, the bottom right one is like
Mm.
through, a tunnel. And you could probably zoom out on that. You could probably keep
You
zooming
can
out.
just keep zooming out, keep zooming out, keep zooming out, and then make a video of it where you reverse and you zoom in, which is pretty cool.
That's crazy.
That is.
That's crazy. So
Is that the
Midjourney,
custom one that you did, or was that the other one?
that was the Midjourney 5.2 is amazing. That was all it was using that prompt. So they know they're amazing. They're like, yeah, check out what we can do right here with this cool little thing. So moving along, Bing, Bard, and Chat GPT. The headline here on The Verge is that AI chatbots are rewriting the internet. These large language modules are changing how people engage and interact with the web. And I think there's a lot of people wondering, what does this new web look like? I don't know about you. I hardly use search anymore. I just go to Chat GPT and ask it for what I want.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that also part of what this is saying is from some other comparable resources was that some of these large language models are actually taking some of the content that's been created by some of these AI programs and then using that content that's been created by AI to then program its continually program its large language model. And so in some cases you can get some polluted data within your model if you're not careful, because some of the stuff that is created is then it's taking that as fact and then pulling it into their own chatbot, rewriting the internet, rewriting history essentially. But it's trying to assume what it is that you're going to say next with this autocomplete features, and then it makes assumptions and then pulls from those assumptions, and then so you can start getting some weird hallucinations within AI if you're not careful.
Oh
So
man, what I
that's
see I
right.
see trails right now. I feel like I'm in the Matrix with this
Well, that's
grid.
because the acid you took while you were playing golf.
Oh, that must be it.
Shouldn't do that
So along with
regularly.
that, AI is killing the old web, according to this other article on The Verge,
Mm-hmm.
and the new web struggles to be born. What does it mean when the web is flooded with cheaper, low quality content? Like, not that there's not a ton of it out there already, but it's going to get worse. what they're
I
called.
love it's almost like we wrote this article because like there's a junctification of Amazon and the in shitification of TikTok. Which I mean, think about it. There's a lot of books popping up on Amazon right now by authors who just wrote the whole book completely with AI and they're churning them out, right? And so then people are using AI to create all kinds of content on TikTok. And so now you got a lot of people who are potentially afraid of being behind the camera. And instead of creating content with their own face, they're doing these no face videos, but they're using AI to create it. And especially now with Runway ML and Kyber and then DID to be able to take a face. You can generate a face, which we've done, generate a face in Midjourney, take it into DID, go on ChatGPT, get a script, and then read the script. I'll read it in my mic, upload it into DID, have it say the thing. And just like, it didn't take too long to make a video, and that person who made that doesn't have to have their face on the screen at all. So some people are looking at that as the inshitification of TikTok. And I think some people are just trying to find their niche and trying to create content, trying to, get rich quick off of creating stuff. But to be good at this content creation game, which I'm still trying to figure out the game, because it seems like sometimes it looks like YouTube has sort of throttled down our reach and some stuff. Social media, big tech, they don't like what you have to say. They don't give you big reach. So how do you go around that? I don't know. But I think the trick is keep creating great content. And a lot of times AI generated stuff by itself is not great content.
Well, they're showing here how there's generative AI on this Google search, and it says generative AI's experimental info quality may vary. And somebody asked, where can I watch Ted Lasso? And so the content that you're seeing here is AI generated info about where to watch Ted Lasso, which, by the way, was a great show for season 1, was a decent show for season 2. It was like Apple produced a wholesome, mostly wholesome family entertainment show that was inspirational and had no woke BS in it. And I had just got done saying that to Aaron, how, I'm in season 3 and so far no woke BS, and boom, then they just
the woke BS, huh?
Yeah, it's like, okay. And now it's like, all right, I'm going to finish watching it just to get through it. But so disappointing. You just can't turn on anything without them shoving something in your face. And but Ted Lasso himself is an inspirational, cool character. So
Jason Sudeikis actually from my hometown.
Yeah.
Well, really close to my hometown there in Kansas City. So really great dude. And actually I took an improv class with his sister, which was fun back in the day. So that's irrelevant to Ted Lasso, but I just want to throw that out there because I thought that was fun.
Well, there you go. So the web is being remade. People don't know exactly what it looks like yet, and wait till the spatial web hits. And this is we're going to be talking more about spatial web as it rolls out more to the public, and hoping to get one of the founders on either Bad Crypto or this show shortly. So Trav,
bad spatial, was that a thing?
Wearables, AI wearables are on the way. What do you know about this?
AI wearables. I don't really know a whole lot about this, but we saw the release or the upcoming release of Apple's new product, right? Vision Pro, which I think they dropped the ball. Frankly, they should have called it iSight Pro, which would be way good. Like letter I.
They didn't consult you.
That was genius, man. Come on, Vision Pro. That's not great. But I don't know. I don't know much about this right here at all, but plant sensors.
I'll tell you what this is.
Plant sensors.
Not small, non-invasive devices that can be worn by individual plants for continuous monitoring of temperature, humidity, moisture, and nutrient levels. And this is just one of the different ways. I guess the World Economic Forum had a list mentioning breakthrough technologies, and this was one of them. By the way, you can go more in depth on all this if you go to the show notes for this episode at badai.show.
That's kind of a cool, like, ag tech is what they probably should have had that word somewhere in there, because the ag business, to be able to know some of that stuff is really interesting. I have a friend of mine that I grew up with that works in the intelligent farming business, an intelligent farm type of stuff where they're monitoring all of that stuff so much so that the grain that's in the silos, they're able to do all these analytics on that. That way the grain doesn't go bad, because part of the biggest problem is you get some moisture in one of those silos and all of that stuff can go real bad. So there's a lot of technical stuff that's going on with that. And it looks like those plant things are pretty cool.
So Google's Deepmind, this was a application that beat the world champion, the Go champion. Go is a board game, table game, that in 2016 their AI basically beat the world champion, and now they're saying that the next algorithm of Deepmind is going to make ChatGPT look like child's play.
Yeah, I've always thought that Google was going to win the AI race. They bought DeepMind, they acquired all of these other AI companies back in the day, and I just think they've been doing a lot of that stuff, Joel, behind the scenes. And then once OpenAI came out and said, "Nope, we're a consumer product," Google had their pants down a little bit, and they're like, "Oh, they were trying to kind of hoard all the AI stuff for themselves, and now they are playing catch up a little bit." But I think that it's quite possible that they have some really powerful stuff at Google that they just haven't even released. They haven't unleashed potentially.
Right. What's still in testing, what's, behind locked doors that we haven't seen yet. And the way this stuff has accelerated, it wouldn't surprise me if before the end of the year, we're going to see some groundbreaking stuff that makes ChatGPT pale in comparison. Or the latest version of ChatGPT will go, remember that thing we did 6 months ago? That was nothing. Look what we can do now.
I would actually say, even Joel, that it's potential that the U.S. military has had some of these amazing technologies for much longer than we've even heard of them be in existence. Mm-hmm. Typically, that's what happens is they have those those skunk works creating stuff that's helping them, and then they finally get it to a point where they're beyond that, and then they can release the rest of it to us. It seems it's what's happened in the past.
Well, if you are an employee and you were surveyed in this particular question, they discovered that many workers would prefer if their boss was an AI robot. They think that their boss would be less biased and could get the job done better. And they're probably not wrong about that. They surveyed 1,000 employees. The AI service business name generator found that a fifth would be happy for an automated robot to replace their current boss. And that, people bring their garbage to work. And, if you're not having a good day at home, you might come to work and, kick the cat, maybe not treat your employees well. And some people are there, they just want to get the job done. And so, you might get what you wish for. There's jobs that are going to be made redundant. And this has been said before, but I think it merits saying again. If you are not in the top 10% of whatever your area of discipline, whatever your silo is, then odds are you're going to be able to be replaced, because below that top 10% is where you start getting into mediocrity. Right, where anybody can do it, and that could be very much the case with management. If an AI bot knows these are the tasks that need to be done by our team, then they're just going to stick on point to, okay, what's been done, what hasn't been done, what problems are you encountering?
Yeah, this kind of reminds me a little bit. I took a couple of years off. I didn't watch any of the latest Black Mirror episodes because I don't watch a lot of television typically. And so last night I said, you know what, Black Mirror, I'm going to watch it. And then I watched this episode, Joan is Awful. Have you seen that one?
Yeah, so it's the only good episode in season 6. Season 6 is a bomb. They went horror story, and they're not good. It's like all Black Mirror up through season 4, with the exception of one episode, I've watched them all multiple times. Season 5 was okay. Season 6 is trash. Apart from that first episode.
So Joan is Awful. Just the general gist of it is that there's this streaming company that looks like Netflix, but it's called Streamberry. Yeah. And they have this quantum computer that's literally creating content on the fly that's personalized to you based on what's going on in your life right now. And so that was just a crazy kind of inception. I thought it was really good. That was the first Black Mirror that I think I've watched in maybe 3 or 4 years. I don't even know, but I was impressed with that one. I haven't watched the rest of them. So after Joel's recommendation, I guess I probably won't watch those, but Think of this. It's like the technology with AI is moving so fast. It's moving so quickly. And then some of the things that we're able to generate on the fly, like, is just mind blowing. The kind of create content that can be created now with the augmenting of a human, right? So our creativity, we're directing it, using some pieces of this AI generated stuff, and then doing stuff over the top of it. I think I feel more creative than I've ever felt before, Joel, really, because these things just help me do things quicker.
We've been creating content on the fly without AI. We've been doing it for 6 years together now. Creating content on the fly without AI for 6 years. Travis and Joel, the Bad Crypto Podcast.
So here's some content.
We think you'll enjoy it. Hey, thanks everybody for watching and or listening. Would appreciate your 5-star reviews, your thumbs up, ring bells, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell someone else about the show. We'll be back next week with more of the latest news or a tool you can use. We promise not to abuse when we say stay bad.